So a new world tournament is coming to JP in the coming days, and it seems like they're going to be releasing new rebirths, which is obviously great. So of course we have, I believe this is actually the reward, so let's have a quick look at what he does, and of course I will be going a bit more in depth. And it seems like he has a healing passive. We have Bardock, we have in Buffku, who's obviously who we are going to be taking a look at today. We have Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta, we have Tech Turles, we have STR Super Saiyan Goku, which is interesting. I used him the other day. Maybe if you got a rebirth sooner, he would have been more useful, but who knows. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great day as always. And if you do enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. And I just hit my mic, I apologise. And shout out to the Dokkan subreddit, as always. These are obviously the translations. So his leader skill gives 2 key as well as a 30% stat boost to agility, tech, and INT types. His passive gives 2 key and a 25% attack and defensive boost to all allies. And his super attack, I'm assuming it causes supreme damage. I don't know why it's not stated here. And it has another Kaioken effect. So basically, when he super attacks, his attack stat is going to be getting higher and higher. And it lasts for 6 turns, which is great. And because passives and super attack mechanics no longer reset after every single phase change, he should be able to hit relatively hard. But the thing is, because he was never necessarily the greatest unit, I doubt that too many people decided to get into super attack 10. However, on a global side of things, because the crossover event was here, I would imagine that the majority of the people that had him made the most of that event and went ahead and raised the super attack like me. So when he does come to global, I will be able to see how good he actually is at super attack 10. And that reminds me, do I have him on JP? I'm actually not too sure, but if I do, I'll let you guys know in a few moments. But the good thing about him is that he is definitely a very good support unit, and if you're lacking any, like I am, he is going to be a great addition to that team. And to be honest, I am most likely going to go ahead and implement him into my team if I actually do have him on JP. I'm just waiting for the game to load to actually check it out. But yeah, he's a good replacement for Pandale, he's a good replacement for Whis. The only unit that he is inferior to, in a sense, is the new Gohan, which should be coming out whenever Bandai obviously decide to drop him. But he is still a very, very good support unit nonetheless. He has prepared for battle. And that, of course, why? Like, that's where like half of the things about this card aren't listed here. So I managed to get this up, and as you can clearly tell, there are a few differences between the cards before and what they are like now. But I am pretty certain that he does cause supreme damage now. Before he gave key to tech and INT types, but now he gives key to all types, which is great. As well as that 20% or 25% attack and defensive boost. His link skills are Z Fighters, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, and Kamehameha. So I would imagine that the only link that they did add to him, or to his card, is the Shattering the Limit link. So if we quickly go on to... Okay, so how many links does he have here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here he has... Yeah, so it seems like the only link that they added is Prepared for Battle, which is great because the majority of the units on that Super IN team share that link. So he's going to fit very well in there. And even when he doesn't share key links with some of the other units, he's still going to be giving key with his passive, which is perfectly fine. So overall, great support unit, but now let's move on to the team. So it seems like the only link that they added is the Shattering the Limit link, which is the Rebirth link. And to be honest, that's actually a pretty good link on this team in particular, because several top tier units, or good units as some of you may just class them as, actually share that link. So you have in Whis, you have Pandale, I believe, you have in GOKU. There are several units with that link which will allow him to easily fit on his team. Even if he didn't have that link, he would still fit pretty well because of the way that his passive works. So of course in this team you're going to have Super Gogeta. Well, okay, I clicked twice. Wait, stop. LR Gohan, Super Saiyan Blue. Of course we are also going to have Super Saiyan Rage Trunks. And then this is where you can start to play around a bit, because these are going to be your core 4 the majority of the time. But let's be realistic here. Like, the majority of you guys, including me, are definitely not going to have LR Gohan. So I am going to be making a team with LR Gohan, and then of course without LR Gohan. So LR Piccolo as well is a decent option if you want to have him in there. He has that 15% attack link that he shares with Gogeta. And then the last slot you can play around with, I personally do not believe that Piccolo is necessary. You can just play around with some of the other support units that still give that defensive boost. And granted, you are taking away 15% from Gogeta's total attack, but keep in mind that the support units tend to provide more anyway, so losing Piccolo isn't that bad. And I mean, you can put Goku Jr. in there. He doesn't have prepared for battle, but he can still hit relatively hard, and he can super attack the majority of the time anyway. You can take LR Piccolo out. You can put Whis in there. You can take Goku Jr. out. Where you at? And you can also put Pandel, where you at. You can put no, that's the wrong one. Come off it, you can put Pandel in there. Well, alternatively, because now they're obviously going to release the Goku, which is over here. And I have to say, before I said I didn't want them to butcher the art, and I think it's decent, to be fair. I didn't think it would be like that great, but it honestly turned out to be pretty good. So Pandel gives a 30% attack boost, okay, and then you have Whis, who gives a 20% attack and defensive boost. So he's better than Whis, okay. He's not better than Pandel when it comes to giving attack, but overall, I do feel like he is the better support unit, just because he does give the key and he also gives a defensive boost as well, which is obviously nice. Having both is great because it allows your other units to have defensive capabilities. To be honest, when it comes to what I would personally run, it would most likely be these 5, and then either Whis or Pandel. Probably Whis, just because he does give key and he also gives a defensive boost. Some people may prefer Pandel because she gives a bit more of an attack boost, which is fair enough. But I'm going to quickly take LL Gohan out of the equation here. Let's just be a little bit realistic. So let's take him out, and this is what your team would look like, okay? And then, so you have Whis. Clearly he doesn't link well, but again, he does give that 2 key. So all of your units are going to be on 8 key, which doesn't really make it that hard to super attack anyway. And of course, because your other units are going to be sharing key, it just makes it even easier for you to super attack. So of course, like I said before, you have Goku Jr. that you can put in there. You have Super Saiyan God Goku. And the thing about Super Saiyan God Goku in his team is that he does share several links with Whis. Of course, he has Shocking Speed, Godly Power, and the Rebirth link. So you're most likely never going to be keeping these two in the same rotation, but when they eventually pop up together, which isn't very likely, like I said before, they will share several links. But keep in mind that this is just talking about the optimal team. Some teams, you may decide to run Whis and Goku together because of how well they do link up with each other and how well they work together, of course. Let's quickly talk about the rotations. They are most likely going to consist of Gogeta, Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, and then you have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and someone else. The only bad thing about not having another Fierce Battle unit is obviously that Vegeta is missing out on a bit of an attack boost. But keep in mind, I've said this before, you have the support units that are giving him that attack boost anyway, so it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but he would have more overall damage if we had another Fierce Battle unit, which is why, like I said before, you can just go ahead and get rid of God Goku and put someone in like... Honestly, even if you don't have LL Gohan specifically, I believe that this one still has Fierce Battle, so you can go ahead and use this LL Gohan. But now that I think, or look at it, there aren't necessarily too many in-type units, well, super in-type units with that Fierce Battle link, but it still works nonetheless. I think losing a bit of attack with Vegeta isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. And keep in mind, if you give this guy additional attacks and he manages to super attack twice in that single turn, he is still raising his attack massively because of the way that his super attack mechanic works. But I think I've pretty much gone over everything. I think Buff Goo is going to be a great addition to this team. And if you guys give me a few moments, I'm actually going to go ahead and have a look at my box and see if I obviously own him. Okay, so it turns out I do have him on Global, and I literally just shat myself because I was like, wait, wow, I don't have this guy on JP. I have like 10 on Global, but none on JP, which sucks. So having a look at what I have now, I am honestly pretty much running the exact same team that I have here, apart from, of course, LL Gohan and Whis. But I am going to most likely run... Where is the last unit at? Of course, we have Goku Jr. So this is the team that I am most likely going to be running. Pardon me, the rotations that I'm most likely going to run are pretty much the same, honestly. Something like this. And I don't know, it's kind of... Wait, now that I think about it, you're going to have 2 Gogetas anyway, so I completely forgot that you have 2 Gogetas in the exact same team. Jesus, okay, so when I said before that Vegeta isn't going to have a Super Saiyan or a Fierce Battle unit next to him, I lied. He's going to have the second Gogeta, and then in the first or the third slots that are obviously floaters, we are going to have these guys. So very interesting. Well, I'm interested to see how well this team is going to work, and of course I will try it out when these rebirths do eventually come out. But I believe the World Tournament is in 3 or 4 days, so obviously it's going to take a while for me to actually obtain these rebirths. Actually, I think if you have the medals, you can awaken them now. Okay, so the rebirths aren't actually active yet, but once the world tournament is open, I think that you can actually go ahead and awaken them. I'm not too sure, because that's what you can do if you have the medals already. You can just go in there, awaken the guys before the world tournament finishes, or before the world tournament even starts, or that event it starts in particular. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. But just look at that freaking art, it looks so nice. I still think I low-key prefer the other one. I would have liked to see an updated one. But yeah, obviously you are going to need 7 medals. Okay, that confused me there for a bit. I've rambled on long enough. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one.